Well guys, Universal Audio just released a new high gain amp in a box type pedal. And it's called the Anti, I don't know, we'll figure that out later. But it's the 1992 high gain amp in a box pedal. Let's check it out. Well, thanks for joining me for today's video, and I want to thank Motor City Guitar, my favorite store, for allowing me to take this pedal home so I could show it to you guys. And if you want to do me and Motor City Guitar a favor, please use the affiliate link that's in the description of this video to pick one up for yourself. Like I always say, I'm not here to sell you something, I'm just here to show you something. But if you do like what you see in this video, please use my affiliate link. I would really appreciate that very much. So basically I have the pedal plugged directly into my mixer, which is going directly into my interface. So there's no pre or post processing on anything. It's just all pretty much straight up flat, you know, no enhancements at all. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pedal now. So basically you have pre-gain, which is, you know, obviously gain, presence, output, which is your volume, and then you have low, mid, and high. And you also get with this switch, this is really cool, the alternate switch. It'll operate the things that are in parentheses. Like they actually give you a noise gate on here, which is really cool. So as soon as you switch it up to alt, see how alt is in parentheses? Well, everything that is in parentheses, like the alt word is, you will operate those things like resonance, noise gate. And check this out, you even get a built-in overdrive, and you get two different types of overdrive in this pedal as well that you could choose from. And you have, you know, your how much overdrive you want, like as far as like how much gain in the pedal. You also get the tone knob of the overdrive pedal, and of course you get the level of overdrive. And once again, you do get two overdrives to pick from, and I think that's freaking badass. I'm really glad that they put that in here. And we're going to check all that out in a minute. And then when you put the switch back down here, you are operating all of the amplifier based, you know, options here. And of course, if you want to store anything, you can store it by going down on here on the switch. And then you also get 3 cabs to start with. Now, I will say this, when you register this, you will get more cabs and more features as well. So make sure you register the pedal, you will get that. And make sure you get the software, which is called, it is called the UAFX control software. So you'll get some extra features with that. You can operate a lot of the features and do a little more in-depth stuff, like have a room effect, and you can also adjust some of the parameters of the noise gate and some other things as well. But I'm not going to get into all that today, but just so you know, get the app. There's some extra features that come with it, and you'll get some extra cabs and stuff like that too when you register the product. It's worth your time to do that. Okay, so let's get back to the pedal. So let's just see what it sounds like in each one of these channels. You have rhythm, crunch, and lead. Everything's at noon. So let's go ahead and get started in dialing in the rhythm channel right now. That's pretty decent for a, you know, low gain type channel. So let's go ahead and turn on the noise gate. There's not a lot of noise right now, but let's just see what it does. Boom. That was quick. I just adjusted it a little bit, and it took out that hiss, that slight amount of hiss that we're getting. So that's cool. And let's go ahead and engage the boost as well. So now that I have the alt switch up, so when I turn any one of these knobs, I'm actually operating the boost. So let's go ahead and do that now and dial this in and get a little more aggression out of it. Okay, so the overdrive works really well. So you either get a TC type overdrive circuit or a TS, which is a tube screamer circuit. And I'm on the tube screamer circuit right now. Let's, with the app, I got my phone on my lap here. I'm gonna go ahead and switch between the two. So I'm gonna start with the TS and switch over to the TC now. Definitely a big difference. It sounds like the TC is cutting a lot more low end and hollowing it out a little bit more. So depending on what channel you're on or what your tastes are or your type of pickups, you'll prefer one over the other. I like the TS, so we're going to switch back to that now. Yeah, I like it a lot better with the TS. It sounds a lot fuller, and you also get a bright switch off and on, and you also get, with the noise gate, you can adjust the threshold, the attack, the release, and the attenuation, and you can adjust input routing, high or low. You can do rhythm mode, clean, punch, or punch plus. That's really cool, and you can even change the bias mode of you know, the whatever amp model that you're on right here. So we're in cool now. I'll just switch from cool to cool choke and warm choke and just see what they sound like. Subtle differences between them, but it's definitely noticeable. So I'll just go back to cool for now, and then you can adjust your room and your post gain right here, and you can even refer to your default settings as well. So let's just see what clean, punch, and punch plus sound like right now. Right now we're on clean, so I'll switch to punch and then punch plus. Wow, that actually makes quite a bit of difference there. And once again, you can save all these settings as a preset and cycle through your presets accordingly. So that is freaking badass. I really like that a lot. And we're still on the rhythm channel. So I haven't changed channels, but I actually enhanced the channel a little bit by turning up the punch plus. So that's really cool. But for now, we'll just go back and go to the, let's just go to punch for right now and stick with that and dial it in a little bit further. All right, pretty cool. So remember, I'm on Alt right now, so I'm adjusting resonance up here and gate, and then I adjusted the overdrive settings a little bit more. So now let's go down to the amp switch, or amp setting, and dial in the amp further. That sounds really good. So it's a great classic rock channel, and the feel is really good as well. It's got that really nice feel and response to it. It feels like an amp, and UA makes great stuff. I mean, you guys, anybody who knows UA, you know, and is familiar with their products. I mean, I have their aux box, and I love it. I think it's one of the best cab type sounds that I've ever used. So, and it just sounds incredible. So let's go ahead and switch between the 3 cabs that it comes with before you update it, or before you, you know, register it. So let's just see what those sound like. I believe I'm on the Cali, or, you know, CAV30. So let's switch between the other ones and just see what they sound like. Now, I don't really care for the bottom one, the white 75, but I do like the Cali or the UK V30s. I prefer the Cali over the rest of them, but, you know, to each their own. So now let's switch from rhythm to crunch and see what we get. All right, definitely has a little more gain, a little more fullness. So let's dial this in, including the overdrive. And I'll start with just dialing in this channel without the overdrive, and then I'll engage that and dial it in further after that. That sounds awesome. Now I want it to be a little, you know, more tight for my taste. So let's go ahead and engage the boost now and check that out. We'll dial it in further. All right, that sounds really good, but I'm going to pull up the app and switch between the 2 boosts and see which one I like better. So let's go ahead and go back to edit. So we're on TS right now, so let's switch to TC and see which one I prefer. All right, I'm on TC right now. It's a little fuller and a little more saturated sounding and feeling with the TS version. But let's see if we could dial in the pedal a little bit more suitable for the TC side of things. Because I like what it's doing as far as tightening it up, but I think I might need a little more low end and gain. So let's see what we got. Well, it definitely got nastier, so now let's add a little more resonance. So I'm going to switch back up to alternate and add resonance. Okay, I think that's as good as I can get it to sound with that type of pedal. Now I'm starting to notice a few artifacts that I'm not digging with that particular pedal on this channel anyways. So I'm going to switch back to the TS and then, you know, tweak the amp further and fine tune it, make it sound more to my liking. All right, that's better. So let me go ahead and get that aggression, that snap, you know, that texture I want out of the amp. Okay, got that addressed. Now, the one thing, make sure you're on the right setting with this switch before you start turning knobs, or else you're going to get kind of confused. But, you know, that being said, this thing is actually very intuitive, very easy. This is my first time literally dialing this in, you know, so I'm getting acclimated to it very quickly. So it's, like I said, it's pretty intuitive, and it makes a lot of sense once you get used to what this switch does. Again, before you start turning knobs, make sure you know where you're at. If you're an alt, you're adjusting everything in parentheses. You know, if you're an amp, you're adjusting everything that's not. Okay, so again, let's, you know, just hear this real quick. I think I got this sounding pretty damn good, especially for a first impressions video. I could probably spend more time with it, but I'm just trying to show you guys, like, you know, a quick overview of the sounds you can get out of this pedal. So here we go. Boy, you can really hear that gate kicking in. Let me adjust that further. Okay, so you hear the noise that you're getting. So I'm just going to do a slight adjustment on this. All right, that'll do for the video. So anyways, yeah, it's a good noise gate. And again, you can adjust further settings in the app. So yeah, I think this sounds pretty freaking good right here for a great rhythm channel. And I do have the boost engaged, and it's great that it comes with one. Saves you some money, so you don't have to buy a boost pedal. And again, you get 2 to choose from on here. And I don't know, maybe with some updates, you'll get more to choose from. I don't know. I'm just, guessing. So now let's switch directly from this to the lead channel and see what that sounds like. Okay, just trying to go through as many riffs as I can quickly here. So let's dial in the lead channel now. We're going to start with going up to Alt, and I'm going to turn the boost off. So everything associated with the boost is off, and we're going to go back to the amp settings and just kind of screw around with those. Okay, sounds good. Very saturated. Definitely has more gain. So let's engage the boost now to tighten all that up and, make it a little more articulate. Now, in my opinion, this is modeled after the original 5150, if you ask me, the OG, and just sounds and feels kind of like that. 1992, it just kind of makes sense. But anyways, let's engage the boost now and dial that in and see what kind of tones we can get out of that. All right, that definitely tightened things up. So let's mess with that real quick, and then we'll go back to the amp settings and dial it in further. All right, pretty cool, man. I'm pretty impressed with this pedal. I mean, it's amazing how many great tones you can get out of this pedal. That's nice, though. Look how great the noise gate is. Here it is off. I just turned the threshold up a little bit and it's back on. That's freaking killer. Yeah, I think this is a great pedal, and this is for guys who, just want something that sounds great, has an awesome feel to it, some really cool features, including the amp and the features that come on the pedal, such as 2 different overdrives you can choose from. And it's lightweight. You can take it anywhere with you and travel light, and it doesn't take up a lot of space at all. I mean, it's just slightly bigger than your typical stomp box, and it has the UA quality in it. I mean, again, Universal Audio, they make great stuff, and I love my aux box. That thing sounds awesome. I love the effects that it comes with, and the attenuator and the cabs and everything. They just make kick-ass stuff, and this thing's built like a freaking brick shit house. I mean, It's robust. I mean, you could definitely tell there's some good quality here. You know, it doesn't feel cheap or thin or anything like that. I mean, it's built really well. And the knobs, they have a little bit of resistance to them. They're not super easy to turn, which is good. And the switches all work really well. And, you know, these switches here, the foot switches, actually are quiet. They don't have that loud clicking noise. So I actually think this is really cool, and I think they did a good job on it. If I remember, I did the Lion pedal several months ago, and I liked that as well, but it wasn't really my thing because it's more of a classic rock type thing. But with this, you can definitely get the metal tones, and I'm sure you can get even better tones than what I got here. Because like I said earlier, I'm just giving you a quick overview, and I bet you if I spent more time with this, I can get it to sound even better. And if you don't like the overdrives that it comes with, I'm sure you can just boost it with your own overdrive pedal. And whether it's from a digital platform that you pair it with or an actual real pedal, you can do that as well. Now, you can run this in stereo, which is what I'm doing right now. And you can also use it in 4-cable method mode. It has that mode in it as well. Or you can hook it up to something like the Line 6 HXFX. That's what I would use if I was to use this pedal. I would just hook it up to my HXFX and use the delays and reverbs and, you know, all the different effects that has with this, and I would have this for my amp tones. So, I mean, it's pretty endless what you can do with this, and I, again, think it sounds really good, and it's built really well. So, if you like what you saw here, like I said earlier in the video, please use my affiliate link to Motor City Guitar, because they were kind enough to let me take this home and review it for you guys. And it helps me out, helps them out, and you get a great deal on something. And they ship faster than anybody else in the country. They ship anywhere in the continental US, and they're a great store. Well, thanks so much for watching, and to all my Patreon supporters and subscribers, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. And thanks to everyone who's been purchasing my Quad Cortex, KEMPER, and ToneX preset packs from my website, which is also linked in the description of this video. I really appreciate you guys. You help keep my channel going, and it means the world to me. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I either go live or come out with another episode. I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.